So you were influenced by your father and other bands since you were a kid, and then you classically are trained, went to Chicago and did jingles for 10 years, came to LA, and then your career blossomed into so many different things that you've done. How would you say that you started doing composing or musical direction or?
You know, it seems random, and it's not at all, and it all comes from having a thirst. I had a huge thirst just to do everything I could in this business. And, but intuition's a big part of it. Well, I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
So when I moved to LA, this jingle producer I worked for back in Chicago, his name was Dick Marks, and he was like my second dad. He was a genius, kind of a tyrant.
Okay.
You know, you had to have your shit together to work for Dick Marks, and I did, and we got along well. His son's name is Richard Marks, and he convinced his son to use me on a track, and his son's out here going, Dad, I don't need another keyboard player in LA. You know, what do I need a keyboard player? He said, just try this guy. Well, the track I did for him, which is the first thing I did in LA, was called Right Here Waiting.
Okay.
And it was a giant #1 hit. So that led to the phone ringing, a lot of people calling that had heard this song. It was kind of groundbreaking because there wasn't drums on it. It was a different vibe from everything that was going on. So I got a call to audition for Don Henley.
Okay.
And I thought Don Henley was about as cool as it gets. He had this album called The End of the Innocents. This would be 1989. So I went to audition, and there was, I don't know, 40 guys auditioning, and I got called back for the next audition, 20 guys. Got called back again, 10 guys. I got called back, it was literally 5 guys. And I aced it.
Yeah, you did.
I knew I had it. So I got a call from his management that said, Don wants you to be on the tour. You got the gig, but he wants you to shave your beard.
Uh-oh.
And I go, well, it'd be great to play with Don, but, when I shave my beard, that'll be because I woke up that morning and said, I think I'll shave my beard. I'm not going to shave my beard because somebody tells me to shave my beard. But, just let that go. They said, no, Don wants you to shave your beard to get the job.
Right.
And I said, I'm not shaving my beard.
Really?
I'm not shaving my beard. So I thought I'd still get the gig. I didn't get the gig. And I was crushed. I thought I really blew it. It was really stupid. And later, a couple weeks later, a lady by the name of Katie Segal from Married with Children was at a party, and she's a really great singer. And she said she saw Don Henley and said, hey, I'm looking for a keyboard player for my band. Do you know anybody good? He goes, I know a great guy, but he's got an ugly beard.
Oh, no.
Well, she called me anyway. And so I did all these arrangements for her. I did demos of all the songs and everything. So at the first rehearsal, the drummer shows up, and it's a guy by the name of Russ Kunkel, who is a complete, utter legend in this town. I couldn't believe it when he walked through the door. Russ sat down, and he started listening to these demos, and he said, what am I hearing here? I said, well, those are the demos. Yeah, I know, but who did these? I said, I did. Yeah, but who's playing drums? Well, I programmed those. Who's playing bass? I did that. Who wrote these charts? I said, I did all this. And he goes, okay, I'm introducing you to 2 people. And one was Christopher Guest from Spinal Tap, who I ended up doing all his movies. And the other was a guy by the name of Greg Ladani, an absolute legend in this business, who was kind of my hook up to the whole Toto world. He had done the Toto 4, and we became best of friends. Both guys, we became amazing friends. And Greg passed a few years ago, but we put in probably 22 years of working together.
Wow.
And I've been working with Chris in Spinal Tap for 27 years. So I shaved my beard. I go out on a tour. No, I'm saying if I'd shaved it.
Oh, if you shaved it.
I end up on a Don Henley tour, and I don't shave it, and I end up meeting these 2 guys.
So it worked out, right?
Yeah, and I just like to tell kids, you got to follow your intuitions, because to me, if the guy's going to ask me to shave my beard, what else is he going to ask me to do?
What did your beard look like? Was it really that bad? This is not a bad beard.
No,
right
it
now.
was awesome. I just think he was intimidated,
Was it a large beard?
No, I can't remember.
It must have been really ugly.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He just didn't like beards. And
Okay.
I think he wanted to be the only one with a beard or something. I don't know. It was whacked out. So.
Can you tell me a little bit more how you got involved with Spinal Tap? That sounds like a fun gig.
Okay, so, and the way Russ hooked me up with that is he called and Spinal Tap had a one-nighter at the NAMM show, just one gig. You know, they need a keyboard player for one night, and I'm like, nobody is ever going to play keyboards with this band again, other than me. So I got all the sounds, and we played this gig, and it was fabulous. And the guys liked the way everything sounded, and said, hey, you know, maybe we should do a tour and do a record, and that turned into a thing. And then Chris said he was working on a movie. He didn't know what it was going to be, and I would have to live in Austin for a few months. And I did all the music for that, and it ended up being Waiting for Guffman, which was a huge cult hit. And yeah, you know, it was just another. My whole career has been word of mouth. I've never had a manager or an agent.
That's the best way, right?
Yeah, I never had any of that. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've worked on a lot of great projects. Can you name any favorites?
Well, you know, I produced a Toto record a few years ago. That was a, you know, I don't know what the word is, the brass ring or that was a dream come true to work with them. And Steve Lukather, the guitar player, I'd done 2 records with him before that. I'm very proud of those. Chris's movies I'm very proud of. You know, most of it, I've got a very long credit list with, you know, all these famous people and stuff, but I was mostly a session musician then. And so I'm not as proud of that as I am of things that I had more of an influence on as a songwriter or a producer. Yeah. So.
You've also met a lot of celebrities and stars. Were there any people that kind of surprised you when you met them because they weren't how you thought they'd be, or they were that incredibly talented, or whatever?
Yeah, you know, you run into everybody in this business. But I did some music for an Al Pacino movie, and Don was the producer, and we had this great band with Kenny Aronoff and Tim Pierce and Don Was and myself. And we recorded in the studio over at United, and I went out to do my keyboard overdub on the organ, and I'm out there playing organ, and I look back through the glass, and there's Al Pacino, you know. I was like, oh yeah, you watch this. So I blow my take. I know they're never going to keep what I do, but I just soloed over the whole thing. And on the last note, I just took my ass and wiped it up and down the keyboard, threw the headphones at the wall, and turned around, and he's gone.
Oh.
Okay, that didn't work. All of a sudden, the door kicks open. Oh my God, who are you? I gotta meet you. That was amazing. I've never seen anyone play. Oh my God. And came over, and we met Al.
Wow.
And so I said, you know, he sang in this movie. It was called Danny Collins. I said, so you're singing in this movie? And he goes, oh, I've never been so intimidated. I mean, I've never been a singer. I said, let me ask you a question. Were you ever in the mob? He goes, no, why? I said, how'd you play Michael Corleone then? And he goes, wow, 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 wow. And so we bonded from there. And I took him over to the piano, and we started goofing around and trying to get him to sing. And he, sorry about that. Oh, it's my mom. I'm kidding.
That's important.
No, it says hydrate, actually.
You have a notification on your phone that says hydrate?
Yeah.
Wow, you take your physical fitness very
I
intensely.
do, it's important.
I'm so
hey
impressed.
man, after all those years of abuse, you know, I'm trying to reverse it the other way.
I mean, you started when you were 4 or 5, so you
yeah, that's when the abuse started.
Yeah.
But that was mostly musical and emotional abuse. So,
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I said to Al, I said, by the way, who's playing your piano player in the movie? I'm not asking to be your piano player, but the reason I'm saying something is don't get an actor that does, you know. And he goes, well, would you be my piano player? And I said, you know, I'd actually love to be your piano player, but if you can do that, why not get this whole band? They just played on your song. You got Kenny Aronoff and Tim Pierce and Don Was. So sure enough, we end up on the set. shooting. I'm playing piano, and this song that we're doing, he's supposed to be doing a new song for his girlfriend who's sitting in front, Annette Benning, and someone yells, "Play your old song called Baby Doll," and he caves.
Okay.
And she ends up walking out, and it's a bad moment. So we shoot it, and people start yelling, and then he stops on the microphone and looks at me, and we go into the old song. And all of a sudden he walks over. We did one take. He walked over and he goes, "I don't think this is working. I feel like I should be playing piano." And I'm like, I put this whole thing together. I'm the one getting kicked out. Mm-hmm. So I went and sat over in the corner in a booth and was like pouting over in the corner. Can't believe. And they're doing take after take. And he goes, "No, this isn't working either." He says, "I feel like I'll be playing piano. The guy shouts at me. I stop. And then I call CJ up. And we have a conversation about what song we should do." And all of a sudden I went, "I'm acting with Al Pacino. Oh my God, I'm acting with Al Pacino. Oh my God." So and by this time, in between each take, we had leaned against the piano and I told him stories. Mm-hmm. The 4-year-old, the jazz club stories.
Yeah.
So we had been pretty tight. So finally when we did a scene together, and I'm no actor, we were just like two buddies. And the director comes over and he says, "You guys got great chemistry.
Oh.
Let's improvise a bunch of takes." And we did 23 takes improving together.
Uh-huh.
And it was great. And of course, none of it's in the movie.
Oh, you didn't get any line in the movie?
No. But it's all in here.
Yeah.
It's nice just to be nominated. It's such bullshit.
And also, if you wanted to deviate from your career in music, I think that you would have a great second career as a Pacino impersonator.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
That must have been a really...
Hoo-ah!
Oh! That must have been so fun. Was he,
he's an amazing
He's a
man.
good person?
Oh, yeah. The energy that comes off of him, you realize that's why he's Al Pacino. Mm-hmm. When you're this close to him and talking to him, he's got an extraterrestrial energy.
Yeah.
It's, amazing human being. So.